Welcome back, sports fans, to another episode of Ugly Thirds. Today's topic is New York Rangers top three jerseys. Shrems and John, take it away.
This is a much easier video. The
Yeah,
best of the New York Rangers.
yeah. Well, they've been wearing them for a while, so it's
Right.
just a matter of what order you would put them in.
Basically. And I disagree with the order we have, and it's okay.
Yeah,
I'm not
no,
I'm not
yeah.
offended by it. And it's not look. I mean, they've looked a certain way for so long. I think there's only one surprise in this list. So let's start with the obvious. It's the white. Now there are different versions, different times. I think
Sure.
the Reebok version is probably the best of them because I think this comes together very well. You definitely got to have the time with the lace up because back in Gretzky's day they didn't have the lace up, and I think look, I think the little bit of touch of vintage is good.
Goes to show how long they've been around.
Also true. It's also one of the few Reeboks where if you bought the replica jersey, it was actually still stitched. So I appreciate that. It just feels like a lot of quality. I just think these shoulders are excellent. The detail happening, and yet everything just fits well and matches well. I think it's absolutely spectacular.
It's hard to mess with the classic, and I think they know that, and they've stuck to it. That's why there hasn't been a major rebrand. You look at a team, look like Chicago. Chicago has gone through a lot of different changes
until they hit the '60s and they figured it out, and it's been that ever since.
Or slight variations of
Right.
that. But the Rangers, like through and through, like straight. And the only anomaly was, like you said, in the '70s when we had that
3 years.
crest to deal with. But they went back to what they know works.
Watch our worst of jerseys video.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, it's excellent. But the Rangers are also so thoroughly like Montreal has always looked exactly the same. It's always been the exact same look. Whereas the Rangers have been playing a double life. The Liberty.
Oh.
I mean, I genuinely think the White Liberty is the better of the two jerseys. And the reason is because this is very blank all the way to the bottom, no hemline, which became very popular in the Reebok era, but like this far back it was weird. This has a blue hemline stripe at the bottom. I think the logo just pops just a little bit more. But I'm sure people will disagree with me on that. They only wore the whites for 1 year, and it was '99, and I think it was spectacular.
They went back to it recently,
and that reverse retro, despite not last year's was just all navy, and then like it was this was. If we have that, eventually one of us will buy those jerseys, and we'll be able to compare them. This red was also blue, and they just had this stripe. Whereas the current one is this, but in royal. I think it's also spectacular. But I mean, the Rangers have a very modern look and a very vintage look, and they're both great.
Yeah.
And if this team started in the '90s and this was their look, everyone would say it's the best look ever, never change it. But then you have this, and it's the best look ever, never change it. So like it is the ultimate third jersey. The Rangers have found a way to lock themselves in with three perfect jerseys, and they really can't stray from it. Yeah. Because how do you do better than this very modern look and this very timeless look? It's spectacular.
Yeah, and it's strange because Statue of Liberty is in New Jersey. Probably should go
there's
to number
a CGI.
one. Go to number one.
Now you're starting.
So
the blue shirts.
Yeah, look, the Broadway blue shirts have always been the Broadway blue shirts. And in fact, when it came to the original six, the last team to introduce a contrasting color jersey, which white on the road at that time, was the Rangers. This was their jersey for the longest until the Leafs finally complained. That's who they are. And this is the Adidas version, and because of how like these laces, I don't know if it's the best version. Phil might be wearing the best version with the Reebok one. Or if you can find one of those late '90s ones where they had the proper laces, but even then, we're talking about minor variations.
Yeah.
This is a spectacular jersey. It looks great. Everyone, it's gone to the point where anyone else copies this diagonal word mark, and they're like, "Why are you copying the Rangers?" This is not a Rangers specific thing. It never has been, but they've done it so much, so long, and been so stuck to it. It's the Rangers thing.
Yeah,
you're copying the Rangers,
and you can't argue with the history of the team. It's work for so long, and again, you appreciate the fact that they haven't tried to move to something different. I don't know if that would be very well received.
They did do New York for a bit in the '70s because on the road it was put New York, and at home you put Rangers, the traditional baseball thing.
Sure, yeah.
But it's been forgotten. And then this third jersey was just like, okay, let's make it a little more vintage. I think this also looks incredibly classy, but it's a third jersey only thing, and they were smart enough to keep it that way.
Yep.
You know, I think it's a great slate. Look, if we wore white at home, this would be the perfect jersey set. Maybe it should be the blue. If you had like, okay, what's your 3 jerseys? How do you get better than that? They're
Yeah.
the New York Rangers. That's who they are.
This could be our strongest 1, 2, 3.
Probably.
Yeah.
Especially considering that Montreal has been just the same for so long.
Yeah.
You know, that this is, maybe it is. But that's another episode you'll have
It
to wait
is.
for. So with that,
That was nice. That was nice, like,
you like that?
to tease that we're going to do Montreal.
So, he's Shrems, I'm John. Phil, take us out.
Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and tune in for another episode of Ugly Thirds.